Hey everybody, and welcome back. Disney Infinity Action, old school with you, and we are going to once again be under construction. If you watched the last video, then you know, coming on the backside of this Hurricane Irma crap, still got some cleanup. I spent hours outside earlier today. Wasn't a whole lot of fun. Now we go through the repair process, trying to find somebody who can come out and do the work needs to get done, when there's hundreds of thousands of people all trying to get their attention. And the good news is, my parents have got power back at their home. At some point during the stream, I'm sure, they're going to be coming here to pick up all their stuff, which I can't be happy enough about that, because my house is overwhelmed. It's like, you're only coming here for a day or two, what'd you bring? And they brought every damn thing, so at some point during the stream, I may have to step away and kind of corral the dogs while we get all their stuff out the door. But we're going to get started. We're going to start by finishing, and then we are going to begin again. So we're going to go to our Iron Fist. And there was one last thing which I forgot to do, and that is put the tall pine trees in the background. So we're going to drop those in real quick.
Black Widow reporting for duty.
Yes, indeed. So let's go to our, was it plants? No, I think it's a building set. There we go. There we are. And we'll just sink them slightly below visual lines, like that. Mix and match these a little bit too. Go ahead and switch that out for, I just want a regular trunk. There we go. Something like that'll work. There we go. Now let's just get a quick look at that from what will be our general. Whoa. Alright, she can jump. Alright, maybe she can't jump. That's better. And there we have that. Just want to make sure we don't see anything looking like a floating tree. And by George, I think that's it. We're good. Alright, that'll complete this one. Get our little thumbnail going on here. I just realized I don't think she has a very good wait for her static pose and see if that's any better. Wait for it. Oh my goodness. That was almost okay. That'll have to work. Okay, we're going to save. Iron Fist. Featuring Black Widow. By the way, since the last video, you can see I did max her out at that 20 marker, which I'm surprised she wasn't already. Jumped into the old Sparky. For those of you that are newer to Disney Infinity, if you are interested in getting a new character to level 20 very quickly without having to go through hours of gameplay with that character, you can do it very easily by creating a Sparks generator. And if you'll go through the Under Construction tab, I believe, it's either that or my Disney Infinity tab, one or the other. But just do a search on my channel for Ol Sparky, O-L' Sparky, and you'll find how I made mine. Mine can actually do two characters simultaneously, and average time to go from 0 to hero is about 6.5 minutes. So you can get two characters done in 6 minutes. There's our little floating orb up there, and there it goes. And now this is over here, and this will disappear in a few. Have a ball. Alright, we are going to begin the next toy box. So let's go to load, and let's go to empty toy box. Alright, so I talked a couple of weeks ago about a classic movie called Close Encounters of the Third Kind. If you've never seen it and you're a sci-fi guy or girl, check it out. It still holds up even to this day. Well, they had their 40-year anniversary and re-released the movie in theaters across the United States. And happily they did not reboot it with new actors because it just wouldn't work. But I thought about it and I thought it's perfect for a Disney Infinity toy box.
Black Widow reporting for duty.
So what we are going to be working on replicating, and I'm really hoping Midnight Q gets involved as well at some point here. We're going to do the entire Devil's Tower. So without spoiling anything in case you decide to watch it, I'll give you a quick rundown of... Where the heck did it go? Oh, thank you. Give you a quick rundown of the synopsis and story of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. There are three kinds of Close Encounters we can have. We have visual, we can have I want to say like the crop circles, physical, that version, but then there's actual physical contact, and that's the third kind. So that's being abducted, or that's just actually having an alien come down and say, hey man, what's up? So that's kind of what Close Encounters of the Third Kind's all about, is we actually have physical contact with aliens. And at the end of the movie, the star, Richard Dreyfuss, who will actually be in town in a few weeks signing autographs. I might actually go to see the Spooky Empire convention just to meet up with him and get an autograph. He was also the guy who played Matt Hooper in the other classic movie, Jaws. Richard Dreyfuss has had many, many roles in many movies that have been well regarded. What About Bob? He was a psychiatrist. Just to name three. So Richard Pryor's character has this experience with a spacecraft, but of course nobody believes him, and he starts to have this reoccurring vision that he has no idea why, and he starts to sculpt things. This one thing, a shape that he keeps on seeing, even though he's never been there, and the shape is that of Devil's Tower out in, I believe it's Montana? Or Wyoming. Wyoming, try that. I believe it's in Wyoming. So Devil's Tower is a very tall structure. I mean, it's not like, you know, the Himalayas. Well, it's a very tall mountain with all kinds of crevices and things like that. And throughout the movie, he puts pieces of things together that don't make sense, things that do make sense, and he finds out that the government, surprisingly, is keeping secrets from us, and that they are going to be interacting with these aliens, and that Ground Zero is Devil's Tower. And as you can tell by the blocks I'm putting down here, this is going to be a big one. Okay, so my thought is to start with some terrain blocks. What I want this to end up being is a maze, but our mazes that we're used to are always kind of like on the ground level and you're walking through and making lefts and rights. I want this to be a vertical maze. So at the end of the movie, towards the end of the movie, Richard Dreyfuss is climbing this mountain to get to the top where he knows this interaction is going to take place with these aliens, and he wants to be part of this. He's had this vision, and he's seen this thing that has cost him his marriage because nobody believes him, and now he's going to get justification and validation. Let me see how tall that is in the world of infinity. That's pretty tall. That might be tall enough. Yeah, I think we can work with that. Alright. And it is a generally flat top structure as well. So let's go this way here. Let's figure out our theme. And early on, I'm thinking it'll be, oh, no. I forgot San Francisco doesn't work. This is what I was thinking of. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot more like it. really don't want the green, but I just want to see what these side pieces are. If I can get something that looks a little bit more muddy, like that kind of does look a little bit more muddy, but then again, the sky dome can change that and make it look darker. That's my big concern with that right there, is the darkness. What's this one gonna do? Ooh. Yeah, buddy. Alright, that's our winner. Dragon's Domain. And just like that, it begins. Okay, so, as Negan would say, let's get to it. Then we're going to want to round these things off. Did I not theme it? So we're going to want this kind of slope downwards and outwards and all that kind of good stuff as well. Nah. I think we'll be sticking with these smaller blocks and just building it out that way. Hello, Owen. So once they get to the top of this mountain, of course, is when the interaction takes place with this massive spaceship. And then there's the famous chords of music that go with that meeting, where they speak in musical notes, because music is the universal language after all. So we'll end up having to do a first ever, which is learn how to use the music note generator. Never had to, never done it, never thought I would. But we're going to for this build. But thankfully it's only, I think, 5 notes. Yeah, 5 notes. So I can hoof it. I used to read and write music back in the day, but it's kind of like muscles. If you don't continue to use it, you lose it, and I gave up using it a long time ago, so it's all gone now. Couldn't tell you where an A is and a G is on a sheet of music. A from a B from a C. No idea. Sadly, but true. Like I said, this is going to end up being some sort of a vertical maze, and by that there's going to be certain routes you can take that will be dead ends, and you'll have to figure out how to make that dead end work out for you. And since I don't entirely know yet, wait just a moment. I'm going to step away for a moment. I'm still here, but hey there. How you doing? Can't complain. I'm actually working on something right now. You ever seen Close Encounters? Well, basically you got the Richard Dreyfuss character who's got the spaceships that he sees, and then he climbs Devil's Mountain at the very end. That huge mountain with a flat top on it. And then they have that musical interaction between the spaceship and themselves. We are building Devil's Tower, which is going to be a vertical maze that you have to climb and run into dead ends and all that, and then backtrack and figure your way around. And then when you get to the top, I have no idea how, but going to have this interaction. Going to push infinity to the limits with this one.
Go right now so I can see it.
And I just started a little while ago, so it's not too far into the build. When did it come out? Oh, and it came out in, good lord, let's see, Star Wars was 77. So I would say probably 78, 79, somewhere in there. It was during the whole craze of all that Star Wars-esque.
I remember I seen it on VHS.
There you go. Well, I've seen it in the movies, I've seen it on VHS, I've seen it on DVD.
I was really surprised to see your version of the of what I had made. That was really cool.
Yeah, I liked it. Like I said, I never watched the show you were referring to, but I'm always looking for fun places to do battlegrounds on and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, that's a kind of map I'd like to bounce around in. This is going to be interesting because I really don't know how I'm going to make this all happen per se. But I figured as I go, these things usually work themselves out. And it's always fun using squares to make round shapes.
Oh, yeah.
I'll eventually get some corner pieces in here. I'm just... might even start with right here. See, this is where I could actually get away with using these kind of odd shapes that normally never quite work out. But for this one, probably be perfect. And we get some of the bigger guys too. How long did it take you to make that map?
Oh my goodness. I'd say it took a few days.
Yeah.
Mine's a little bit bigger than what you made because I included more trees in the background just for background.
Uh-huh.
But my son, who's 5, likes the wooded area, so he wants to play back there. So I went ahead and...
Oh, so you have a backstage legit.
Yeah.
I gotcha. I actually just got done adding the trees.
Yeah. It doesn't serve any real function other than background. But
it does so. It serves the function that he's allowed to play back there. Yeah.
But yeah, I usually do fighting toy boxes. And
Same here.
It's a little more thinking for me to do, like, find the objects and that sort of thing.
Louise, how are you, buddy? I really don't know where this is going here.
You guys got most of your stuff cleaned up already?
I've got all the cleanup done, which it looked a little bit more dramatic, I guess, in ways. I mean, it's dramatic in that I'm out $3,000 already, which that pissed me off. But so far as, you know, I've got everything up off the ground. The lawn guy even came by today and did the lawn cutting, so from that aspect we're down. Now I just got to get someone to come out and redo the front of the roof. Well, I'm going to do the whole roof at this point. That roof's been up there long enough. It's time. And I was going to do it in January anyway, but now hopefully insurance is going to pay for most of, if not all of that.
That'll help.
Yep. I'm just debating on what I want to do with this fence because You know, I'm not going to put another one up for $3,000 just to have 8 months out of it, and then next year's hurricanes come along and do it again.
Yeah.
Louise, I have no idea what you just wrote down there because I know Espanol. Sorry, man. Get over there. That's probably going to work better. Got a bigger one? Favorite character in Disney Infinity? That's a good question. I don't know if I have a favorite. Depends what I'm doing, I guess. Like for fighting, if it's a shooter, I go with Finn because I like his gun. But just character-wise, probably Rapunzel. She's always been one of my favorites. And I just realized while I was locked down at work watching Disney movies, what else are you going to do? They never did Ariel. I'm like, what? How is that possible?
Luis is saying he doesn't understand what you're saying.
Well, that makes two of us because I don't speak Spanish.
That is actually, according to my Google Translator, I think it's Portuguese.
Oh, well, I don't speak that either.
No, I don't. I can do a little Spanish, but Portuguese is not my forte.
Yeah, I can do enough Spanish to get me into a fight.
According to my app, I know about 4-year-old Spanish. If I ever meet any 4-year-old Spanish people.
Same laws in their country, I'm pretty sure. Oh, brother. Oh, that's not even touching. Look at that. Poof. Now that is a pretty full-size block right there. What's the issue? What's it possibly? Oh, forgot about that. Get out of there. I think it's going to help by putting these corners in now. I will say Kylo Ren's a lot of fun to play with, though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I got used to playing the good guys, and then I realized I play the bad guys.
And then there's some that I just bought because I wanted to complete the collection, but I'm not, like Phineas and Ferb and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Not fans. I've never seen any of this stuff. I tried watching an episode, and I got about 10 minutes in and said, yeah, this is not going to keep me around very long.
It's a bit insane.
Yeah, just not my style.
They even had an episode where they crossed over with the Thor Iron Man.
What?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Anakin, Ahsoka, Hulkbuster, Darth Vader, and Tinkerbell. Well, that's an assortment. Talk about a little everything.
Yeah.
Darth Vader versus Tink. There's something I've never tried. Tell you, this might not be half as bad as I thought it was going to be.
That's pretty good.
So that I fill in some of this lower stuff. What I've got to come up with, though, is how this maze part's going to come in.
Mm.
These pitfalls, if you will. That's too large. So what I'm thinking is the early on part of the trek up the mountain will be pretty simple. Just kind of run, jump, and hop and get up to the next level. But then once you get from here up, there's got to be a lot more challenges involved. Each level more difficult.
How did you end up awakened this time?
Well, with all the crap that's been going on and my work, sleep schedule getting messed up over through work, and then even being home yesterday with my mom and stepdad staying over here, the dogs are just like non-stop barking at something or another, whether it was them coming in, going, or whatever. I slept for absolute crap. So earlier today, you know how they say don't do drugs? They lie. ZzzQuil is our sleep agent over here. And I finally took me some of that, and I slept for about 10 hours. So, but I needed it bad. And they should be coming back any time now to pick up their stuff.
Oh, did they get their power back now?
Yeah, power apparently. I just saw a text earlier tonight when I woke up. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, any time would be good. Because I've got a house that is a perfect size for me, 2 dogs, and 1 other person. To have them and all of their shit that they brought along, excuse my French, it's like, y'all weren't planning on moving in, were you? You only live a mile from here. I mean, if you needed to pick up something, you could run to the house, get it, you know? Or it should have stayed. But it's all good. Let's go this way. Let's bounce around here a little bit and see what happens. Let me guess. Top of the mountain, right? Yep.
That is funny where they stick you.
Usually it's always a high point. I got the right character too, because this girl can jump.
She's another character. I used to play with her a lot. I just haven't used her for a little while.
Yeah, me neither. Matter of fact, she wasn't even level up to 20, which I thought all of mine were.
Oh, that Iron Fist level I made, it was, I never did anything with Iron Fist. That was the first time I really started using him. And boy, he can fight.
Yeah, he can fight. It's just like, I don't know what it is. The thing about throwing punches just doesn't excite me.
Yeah. I like it, but yeah, I can understand why it wouldn't. You know, everybody's got their strengths and interests.
Yep. I want to get the disc for his alternate costume, though, because that's what I really hate, is the fact that he wears that sock on his head.
Did they change it with that?
I think there's a disc out there where it gives him a white costume or something like that.
Well, it's white, but I think he still wears the thing.
Oh, does he still have the sock, too? No.
I wish they had done it.
He looks more like the Riddler to me.
The old school.
Yeah. Ooh, man, she almost made that jump. Well, it's definitely the character to use for climbing the mountain. I'll have to take that into consideration.
If it helps, on the TV show, he does not wear the sock on his head.
Yeah. Well, you thought producer sat down, looked at it, and said, "That looks kind of stupid." Who's our sponsor? Hanes?
Now, Daredevil's a different story. He does put a sock on his head once in a while.
Wow.
Well, he does. I don't. Do you have Netflix?
Oh yeah.
That's what it's on. It's on. Netflix has their shows, but the.
So is Iron Fist the name of the show?
Yeah.
I haven't.
You have Iron Fist. It started with Daredevil. It's
I've
part
seen
of the
that.
Yeah. And then they have Iron Fist just came out like this spring, and then Defenders just came out, where it teams up Iron Fist, Luke Cage,
Oh, no
Jessica
kidding.
Jones, and then Daredevil.
Jessica Jones is another one that I've been wanting to watch. I haven't gotten around to it yet. There's just too much stuff coming out. There's only so many hours, and
Yeah, that's true.
kind of oversaturating the market.
Yeah. Are they going to be in Infinity War at all? They try to do that.
What's that?
Those characters from the Netflix, are they going to try to incorporate them into Infinity War? At least in the background or anything?
I have no idea.
I've heard rumors, but I've never seen anything verified.
Alright. I feel like I need something more in this corner going on. Whoa. That's a lot more. Let me see something here. Yeah, call me crazy, but this looks a lot better, I think.
Oh. I'm just not catching up with you. I see what you're doing.
I'm gonna get rid of this one whole side and just try this side out and see how it looks. check out a couple of these others here. That's not going to work. Have to build a little bit bigger is all.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking the shaping here.
And it rounds it out.
Right. That's the part that I was happy about. Figure out some more over here. What's this lining up with this guy here? So everything below this has to go. And I'm figuring on using some wood blocks and stuff as well. I do need it to be further out though. Somehow it's just not quite lining up. Pull it just a smidge further. That or it's colliding with something else. What the heck? Oh, there it goes. Alright, so there's that side down. And now I need to do the same thing. Drag this corner out a little further. Voila. Let's see how that looks. So yeah, definitely liking that much better.
Yeah.
Just gonna fill this in. Let's see. Be gone with you. And let's see if this guy's gonna fit. I don't think he's going to. Yeah, he is. And that might cover all four sides of the round shape.
That's cool.
Solid building blocks. Gosh dang, look at her jump. I guess we gotta clean this side up now. And thus completes the base of Devil's Tower. The good thing about this one is it goes down to that flat surface on top, but it's not like a point. It doesn't work its way to a point. It's pretty standard. It gets wider at the base, which is kind of right where we're at, and it'll still gradually build up a little bit in the few blocks leading to the tower climb, but not much. It will be a very similar to straight kind of build. I'm not sure how I can put rounded corners on some of this though. Might go with some triangular blocks or terrain pieces. Alright, well that's going to be day one of the Devil's Tower build. You want to do some share play action here?
Sure.
I want to see your toy box and see how close I was off of a picture.
It was kind of wild. You actually picked out a few things that I had decided I wasn't going to go with, or I was going to wait till I did another one with the same, based on the same toy box.
Well, look at that. Alright, new
Okay.
save. Devil's Tower. You know, what's funny is, like you and I were both saying, we kind of like the shooter aspect of the games and combat games. But lately, my builds seem to be going a lot more with climbing and scaling and jumping challenges, which I'm liking those too. So that's the thing about Disney Infinity; it's in the game. Whatever you can want, you'll never run out of options. Only servers.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody who's been on the stream thus far. We got to break out of the stream in order to do some share play action. But trust me, there'll be more coming with this build here. So until next time, it's Old School saying, don't forget Disney Infinity is the only game where the only limitation is your imagination. We'll catch you next time when we are under construction. See ya.